Could all stand for a moment of silence, please? Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Davis, Mr. Diskley, Mr. Johnson,
Here.
Mr. Kelly,
Here.
Mr. Turb,
Here.
Mr. McFadden,
Here.
Mrs. Neely,
Here.
Mr. Piercy,
Here.
Mr. Weaver.
Here.
Thank you, Shirley. Before we move on for tonight's meeting, I'd like to announce that the co-curricular committee met tonight for personnel items. We also met in executive session for contract, personnel, and safety. And I'd like to make changes to the agenda tonight. The following changes. Under approval of temporary certified nurse for the remainder of the 2021-2022 school year, Angela Remick at step 1 of the bachelor scale, pending issuance of emergency permit. Also under approval of crossing guards, we'd like to add Frank Martina. Under approval of girls basketball coaches for the 2021-2022 school year, Jake Stevens as head coach, pending clearances. I'd like to have a motion to accept those changes.
So moved. You change the agenda. Make the addition to the agenda, I should say.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Now tonight, under invited guests, we have Mr. Craig Kusinik and the Old City Middle School highlights.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Wanted to just talk about kind of the state of the middle school and what we're doing to try to bounce back from the last calendar year we've had, which obviously has been challenging in many ways. In the past calendar year, we've seen really poor attendance due to a lot of things, really high rates of courses failed, and rate of behavior changing as well too. So we've done a few things that are new and a few things that we already have in place, and tweaked those over the summer. Joy Zuck and I worked together a lot and tried to just put some things in place for these guys to try to put them in the best position to be successful. So I want to talk about some of those things and also let you hear from some of the people who do it every day. So first of all, this is Shayla Hanlon, Lindsay Corella, and Brianna Hornback. They are all 8th graders. We just got back from our basketball game, and they're all here though because they are 8th grade web leaders. So I want to talk about that a little bit. But before we do that, some things that we've already done is students come off the buses now, and back to last year, we adjusted the schedule so teachers are there a little earlier. Students go right into first period class with their breakfast instead of spending time in the cafeteria with their breakfast. They go right into first period. So that gains a little bit of instructional time, which we all know we lost a lot of instructional time. They go through their next few periods and then lunch hits. So normally lunch was 40 minutes. Now it's 30 minutes because really they're done eating in 15 minutes anyway. They get through the lines very efficiently. Nutrition's very efficient at getting our students their lunches. So we realize there's a lot of idle time there. So half of the grade, so 8th grade, for instance, goes to lunch 5th period. So half of it stays in class for 10 minutes, and they work on social skills, behavior stuff. We created a Google Classroom that is just on behavior. So for example, today's lesson was a scenario that they have to play out. So if you walk into the bathroom and there's a rumor that 2 people are going to fight, then they talk through that as a class and with their classmates. So that's just 10 minutes that they have. So half the class does that while the other grade, or the other half of the grade, goes to lunch. And then we flip-flop. So the ones that go to lunch right away, they leave 10 minutes early and then they go and do the same thing. So we're working on the social skills, the social behavior, because we've seen an increase in some behaviors because of the changes in not being in school for a long time and all that has come with the pandemic. At the end of the day, 10th period, which is typically used to be called just homeroom and was a study hall, they're doing something every day in there. So Some of them have algebra lab, which is almost like another course. Some of them have where they do the ALEX program, which is math, and it gets them on grade level with their math. So we're trying to build that back up. And something that we did 2 years ago, but not last year during the pandemic, because we were trying to reduce the amount of times they're with different students or doing more hands-on stuff. Brought that back this year. So Adulting 101 is back. That is where they're working on real life things that they can use in the real world. So I wanted to let the girls talk to you about some of the things that they've done just shortly. And I just asked them to just give a quick little thing. So I'll let Lindsay go first. So Lindsay's an 8th grade web leader. And again, the 8th grade web leaders are people who help out the 6th graders with whatever they may. It could be academic, social, bullying, whatever. So go ahead, Lindsay.
I'm very happy with my web experience because I've made inside and outside connections with my web students, and I think that's a very great thing to have with like younger students, to have someone to look up to and they get to talk to.
Thank you. Shayla, what have you done to help anyone in 6th grade this year?
The one girl in my web group was getting bullied from the beginning to like the last 2 weeks ago. And I tried to help her like resolve that and like just try to fit in more, but not really fit in, just like feel more comfortable with everybody around her.
Thank you for doing that. How about Adulting 101, Shayla? What do you have for Adulting 101?
The first week I had financing, and I had that through like 4 weeks, and we just like learned how to like how to write checks and like saving and like how to like deposit stuff in like banks and stuff.
Did you know how to write a check before that class?
No.
Okay. Brianna?
For my web kids, some of my web kids, they weren't like having a good time and they didn't know a lot of the people in our group. So now I see them all walking the halls together. Sometimes I walk with my web kids in the hall. And yeah, they're just
So
friends.
if it weren't for web, would you have ever been friends or walked in the hall with a 6th grader?
Probably not.
All right. And you have the same adulting, you
Yeah.
happen to be in the same one, Shayla?
Mhm.
All right, thank you. So we have that one, and there's quite a few different things. They're learning how to change a tire. They're learning, if they don't already know, how to write in cursive. If they do know, they write a postcard in cursive and learn how to mail that. So trying to just build those everyday skills that they may not get otherwise. So just want to say thank you, and we're going to keep on moving forward and keeping things positive in the middle school.
Thanks, girls. We appreciate you coming. We appreciate you mentoring those younger kids too. It's really important. We recognize that, so keep it up. It's great work.
That means a lot. I remember when I first started school, the big kids helped. The big kids helped me out. Thank you, girls.
And Craig, thank you for all you do and all the extra duties you do. I'm sure I speak for the entire board when I say we appreciate it. I'm sure you don't hear it very often, but we appreciate your efforts.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you all for who have emailed me this past couple weeks. Thank you.
Okay, moving forward, we have nobody signed up for public comment tonight. Approval of minutes,
So moved.
Second.
discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Approval of financial reports,
So moved. Second.
discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Superintendent's report, personnel items. Approval of resignations. Cindy Byer, paraprofessional at Oil City Middle School, effective October 22nd, 2021. Mary McFarland, school nurse, department head, effective October 31st, 2021. And Kristen Beers, school nurse, effective December 3rd, 2021.
So moved. Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Approval of temporary certified school nurse for the remainder of the 2021-2022 school year. Angela Remick at step 1 of the bachelor scale, pending issuance of emergency permit.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Approval of department head. Kristen Beers, Nursing effective November 1st, 2021 through December 3rd, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
This, just to clarify, Mary McFarland is the current department head, but because she's done at the end of this week, Kristen is stepping in for the month that she has remaining.
Thank you, Linda. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Approval of day-to-day school nurse, Ramona Lux.
So moved.
Seconded.
Discussion.
That's just a substitute position, just to clarify.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Approval of day-to-day substitute paraprofessional, Morgan McBride.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Approval of crossing guards, Alicia Stein and Frank Martina.
So moved. Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Approval of boys basketball coaches for the 2021-2022 school year. Keith Fulmer, head coach. Logan Way, JV coach. Matt Miller, 9th grade coach. Chris Delmonico, 8th grade coach. Frank Zerbati, 7th grade coach. Tim Kelly, volunteer. Mark Cochran, volunteer. And Cade Cochran, volunteer.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Approval of girls basketball coach for the coaches for the 2021-2022 school year. Jake Stevens, head coach, pending clearances.
So moved.
Second.
And Jenny, and Jenny.
Oh, excuse me, and Jenny Grimm, elementary coach.
Motion to same.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Approval of swim coaches for the 2021-2022 school year. Eric Smith, head coach. Stacia Finnick, assistant coach. Paul Stam, volunteer. And Erica Smith, volunteer.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Approval of cheer coaches for the 2021-2022 school year. Katie Neely, head coach. Sarah Camden, assistant coach. Kristen Beers, assistant coach. Maddie Neely, volunteer. And Sherry Neely, volunteer.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Motion passed. Approval of wrestling coaches for the 2021-2022 school year. Ryan Murray, elementary coach. Craig Kasunik, volunteer. John Piercy, volunteer. Andrew Bersus, volunteer.
So moved. Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstain.
Motion passed. Approval of supplemental contract. Kayla Swab, music set design and construction.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Approval of student activity accounts and advisors for the 2021-2022 school year.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Approval to close the Young Conservatives Club account and transfer the balance of $369.91 to the Senior High Student Council.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
This is closing due to lack of interest. We continue clubs if students are interested, and this was formed in the last 5 years, and it just has fizzled to where there just isn't interest, so it will be closed. And then the money will be transferred to student council account, since that benefits the most students, because it's the whole student body at the high school.
Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Approval fundraising request. National Honor Society request approval to hold a Little Caesars Pizza fundraiser with proceeds helping to fund NHS programs and community projects. The junior class request approval to hold Powder Puff football game tentatively on November 11, 2021 to benefit the junior class fund. The junior class request approval to sell Terry Lynn nuts to benefit the junior class fund. The junior class requests approval to hold winter formal to raise money for the prom. The junior class requests approval to hold the annual junior senior prom on May 6th with proceeds helping meet prom expenses.
So moved. Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Approval of field trip request. The senior class request approval for the senior trip to New York City, leaving Old City at 11 p.m. on June 2nd and returning at 7 a.m. on June 4th, 2022.
So moved. Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Additional items for board approval. Approval of new policy, policy 236.1, threat assessment.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Approval of addendum to agreement for, excuse me, for provision of special education, gifted services, and certain related services between the Oil City Area School District and Riverview Intermediate Unit 6.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Informational.
So just a fall sports update, the girls' 7th and 8th grade basketball will finish up Friday versus Cranberry. The junior high football finishes up, I think they have one more game this week, is that correct? And then the other remaining is cross country. This Saturday is the district meet, and then the all things going our way, we have a very, very strong chance of 2 students qualifying for the state meet November 6th. So there's still two big meets left for our cross-country runners. High School Musical, it's the Addams Family. It will be held November 18th, 19th, and 20th. So we wanted to make sure everybody was informed about the musical. And then district participation in the Veterans Day Parade. Once again, Oiler Marching Band will be there, and the students from Smedley, 7th Street, and Hassan will attend the parade. So we're excited about that. And that's it.
Thank you. Federal programs. Old business of the board. Administrators' reports, we all received those. Venango Technology Center report.
Okay.
Riverview IU6 report. He was not here. PSBA liaison report.
Nothing new.
Secretary's report.
Nothing this evening.
New business of the board. Motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.